Hello everybody and welcome back to my video. As you know, my name is Cristina Grau. I'm originally from Uruguay and I'm a backpacker, a nomad. And this month, as I mentioned it before, I'm celebrating my 15 years of my nomadic lifestyle. So still very happy about it. I'm hoping for another 15 years. Anyway, as I was telling you on the last post, is that I was in a princess cruise, and after we live in Funchal in Madeira, we got some big waves, a lot of wind and all that. The next day, we find out that it was a big storm brewing in the Atlantic. So the ship didn't want to take the chance that we were going to get caught in there. So they stopped the next stops in Morocco, Spain, and we were going straight to England. Okay. To me, that was terrible because I was supposed to get off in Coruña. That's the whole reason I took the cruise. Before embarking, when I bought the ticket, I sent them a message saying that I needed to get in Coruña. I got my permission and everything was fine. But now we weren't stopping there. I had to go all the way to England when I didn't want to. And I felt bad not going to Morocco because I was looking forward for the hammam. But okay, I understand that the ship responsibility is for the passengers and they didn't want to take the chance that getting caught in a big storm, that there were waves up to 30 feet high, and our safety was the main concern. I understand that. So, fine. It turned out that in 2 weeks cruise, we only stopped in one place, and that was in Funchal. Like, as you know, it was on a Sunday where everything was closed. So, still, Funchal is a beautiful place, but I was already very disappointed with this cruise. So this was like the last, well, it wasn't quite the last nail on the coffin because more things happened. So we end up for 4 more days at sea, and it was really boring. The movies that were showing, there were all B movies. Like I mentioned before, it wasn't nothing interesting. The shows, I love the shows of the cruises, but these ones here, there weren't. Yes, they had a couple of them that weren't really good. One was the Loco, Little Opera Company, and they were really good. And then it was another singer from England that he was excellent. And one of the guys that he used to play the guitar and sing in the different parts of the ship, he was really good too. But that was it. Besides that, and that only lasted for an hour here, an hour there. It wasn't like it could be keep you busy all day. With nothing to watch on my phone, no more books to read. My book, I was already finished editing it, so I sat there. 4 more days at sea, doing nothing. Finally, we arrived in Southampton, England, and we arrived a day before that we were supposed to arrive. So they gave us the choice to stay in the cruise for 1 more day or disembarking the day that we arrived. I chose to stay 1 more day because I needed to make plans to go to Spain. That's where I needed to be. I talked with the service desk to see if they can help me because I knew the ship, once it leaves Southampton, it was going to Vigo, that is close to La Coruña where I was going, to see if I can stay on the ship for 1 more night. And I pay for that night, wherever, but they told me I had to buy a full ticket for the 2 weeks cruise that they were going to have. I could not do it for 1 night. Fine. So I asked why, because I know that, I mean, but it's okay, insurance reasons, whatever, fine. Then later on, I mean, I'm talking with somebody, and I said, I mean, I would have preferred to stay there, and at least they told me, no, they could not do that anyway because all the cabins were full, they were already sold out. I know that they always keep couple cabins empty just in case there is a problem in another one and they need to switch the passenger, same way that they do all the hotels, but they told me that it wasn't so, because I don't know how things work. But okay, fine. They didn't help me with anything. They didn't give me a hand how to book a flight. I mean, the Wi-Fi still wasn't working even if we were in port. I couldn't do anything. And it was terrible. More or less, they just told me, good luck, do whatever you have to do, but don't bother us. So I wasn't happy with that. I got off in Southampton. I booked a bus to go to London so I can go to the airport and find a flight that I was leaving that day. But luck will have it, that was Easter week. So all the schools and everybody was on vacation. I mean, I tried to book a flight and it was nothing available. So I figured maybe I can get in the waiting list. I mean, So the next day I take the bus, I go to London, I go to Heathrow, and nothing. It was no flights available for 3 days. Okay, no problem. I went to the train to go from the one that goes to Paris. I figured at least I'll be in mainland, and then from there I can go to Spain. But once again, all the trains were booked for the next 3 days, the same with the buses. By now it's like, was out of my mind, because it's like I didn't want to stay in England where everything is booked. I could not find a hostel, a hotel, inn, nothing. Everything was booked for the week. So finally I find an Ibis hotel at $250 for a budget hotel near the airport. But that was all I could find, so I figured, okay, breathe. So I breathe. When I talk with the people in the cruise, they told me to keep all my expenses, so then I can send it to the ship and then I'll be reimbursed. And that's what I did. I kept track of all my expenses, the hotel, the flight that finally I found for 3 days' time. And that's later, when I finished all my expenses, I was going to send them to them. So I tried to do the best I could. I was in this hotel that it was terrible. The bed was so hard that I could hardly sleep. It was not even a closet, nor a table. I mean, it was a chair, but no table. There were just 4 hangers hanging on the wall. I mean, but okay, it's only for 3 nights. I can bear. And I didn't stay much time in the hotel. I just went into London and I went gallivanting, trying to go shopping or do anything to kill the time, because there was nothing in the hotel to do, or that neighborhood, because it was near the airport. So all in all, it was a terrible time. I didn't like the way they treated me at the cruise, because nobody wanted to be bothered. I mean, I spoke with different people. I asked to speak with the manager in a nice way. I'm not a Karen. And I explained the situation and all that, but nobody cared about it. So, okay, I just kept in there. In 3 days, I flew to Spain. And then I took a train, because I flew to Madrid. So then I took a train to La Coruña. The 5:30 train was sold out, so I had to wait for the 7:30, that it was an hour and 15 minutes late. So, okay, just sat there on the station once again, waiting. everything was fine. But when we got to Verón, not Verón, I forgot the name of the city that we were getting there, the train broke. So we had to come back to the city that we were before to have a fix. By then I'm thinking it's me. I'm jinxing everything around me. I mean, the cruise, that it was terrible. That I got stuck in Southampton. Now the train was breaking. I could not even get to La Coruña. I mean, it had to be me. Everything that could go wrong, it went wrong. So, I will tell you about my train trip on the next one, and about all the expenses, and what happened next. So in the meantime, have a beautiful week. Enjoy yourself while I'm enjoying myself here in Turkey. Beautiful weather, not like it was in England, raining every day and cold. And I will tell you the last of the adventure, the resolution or non-resolution that it came out of it. Been good. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.